What's up, family? Welcome back to a new video, and in today's video we're covering the beautiful city of McDonough, Georgia. Yep, you are thinking about buying a house in McDonough, and I told you should watch this first to get some tips on what to expect from the city of McDonough. Let's get into it right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if this is your first time on the channel, allow me to say hello and introduce myself and also welcome you to Atlanta, Georgia living. My name is Raymond Riley Jr., and I am a real estate broker here in Metro Atlanta. I work with buyers and sellers that are looking to relocate to the area, as well as buyers and sellers that are already here. All right. As a relocation specialist, my whole goal is to ensure that your move from where you are is smooth and on time. All right. How do I do that? I surround myself with a team that works to the benefit of that goal. All right. So if you're looking for an awesome real estate broker, realtor here in Metro Atlanta, feel free to give me a phone call. Let's set up a consultation and see what your goals are and see if we'll be a good fit to go on that journey together. All right. And if you are a subscriber or a frequent viewer, thank you so much for coming back to the channel today to learn some more information about the beautiful city of McDonough, Georgia. All right. So what I endeavor to do in this video is to give you 3 things to consider, right? Watch before you buy. 3 things to know about the city of McDonough. All right. That's what we're going to do today. So let's get into it right now. The very first thing that I want to talk about today is going to be the fact that McDonough, Georgia has had an enormous amount of growth over the last few years. Now, with that growth, that growth is somewhat a double-edged sword because it goes both ways. You reap the benefits of all of the new opportunities, the new entertainment spaces, or the new restaurants and new stores, but what comes with that is congestion. Right? And McDonough is notorious for feeling like a big city, half or probably a quarter of the size of a big city, but the congestion is just as severe. All right. Now, that brings up conversation about the infrastructure. Now, there are infrastructure improvements there in the city of McDonough, some that are in progress right now and some that are slated to begin throughout the year of 2025. Now, with anything, right? With any good thing, you have to be patient, right? Good things come to those who wait. And that's the mentality that you're going to have to adapt if you're thinking about buying your home in McDonough. All right. Infrastructure is not that great when it comes to the amount of influx of residents that the city has seen. If you are a resident of the city of McDonough, chime in down in the comments, corroborate me, and let everybody know what your day-to-day is like, all right? But this is not to scare you away because, again, if you're from a big city or if you are used to congestion, which I think is just about everywhere, then it should be okay. But I want you to know before you go there that, there is a sense of congestion, especially during peak hours, which would be about 4 to about 7 for the city. And then on Saturdays, you'll see a lot of movement between the hours of about 1 p.m. until about 6 p.m. And what happens there is a lot of the neighbors come from the north, Stockbridge, from the south, Locust Grove, from the east, Hampton, and they converge onto McDonough to take advantage of those opportunities of shopping and dining that their suburbs do not offer. All right, so that is something to consider. With that growth, it's a great opportunity to be amongst some things that are moving and shaking. The city is on its way. All right, but that infrastructure is lagging just a bit. Now, in keeping with that growth, McDonough is the #1 growing city in the southeast quadrant of the Metro Atlanta area. So when you think about that, you have to know where you're going. All right. McDonough is the city on the move there in southeast quadrant of Metro Atlanta. All right. Now let's keep moving to our second things you need to know before you move to McDonough. And that thing is going to be high property taxation. All right. McDonough, Georgia is a part of or is located in the county of Henry. And Henry County right now, just like some other suburban counties, are having some problems with these property taxes. We're talking about 1.4 to 1.6% of the purchase price, just for quick math, right? Quick math. That is what the expectation should be if you want to be measured, if you want to be conservative, and if you don't want to get your feelings hurt when you find the home that you ultimately fall in love with. What do I mean by that? Well, this is what I mean. If your loan officer is qualifying your mortgage, right, your pre-approval based on $2,000 property tax, and that's based upon like the 1% of the purchase price rule of thumb that Georgia has always been prior to the boom of 2019, 2020. If they're doing that and they're not thinking about these rising property taxes, when you go and fall in love with your property that you find on 123 Smith Street, and your agent tell you, well, so sorry, but the property taxes are double the price that, your lender has estimated within your margins of approval, then that's going to present an issue. All right. So if they were estimating your property taxation at $2,000 and income and debts are factored into that as well, and you're right at your threshold and you're shopping right at the top of your price point, if that property tax number or category is higher, and in most cases that I've seen recently, we're talking about almost double, all right, the price that's estimated. So if the lender says they're estimating with your pre-approval, your property taxes to stay at $2,500, and you go out and find a home and that property tax is $5,000, and you're at the top of your budget, you are going to get your feelings hurt. All right. So take this into consideration to make sure that your loan officer is aware of the higher property taxes or the rising in property taxes for Henry County. And if you're working with me and my team, obviously we are aware of this. That's why I'm talking about it to you. But if you decide to go about your search with another agent, I want you to have that mindset of knowing that, hey, these property taxes here in McDonough are on the rise, and everybody needs to be adjusting accordingly with the reality of what's on the market versus the projections of what has been, if that makes sense. All right. Now, moving on to our tip number 3, watch this before you buy in McDonough. Moving on to number 3, and that will be a wonderful sense of community. McDonough, Georgia is notorious for that small town feel. I mean, big city opportunities when it comes to some of the shopping and the dining and the bars and restaurants that are popping up all over the place. But it will always have that small town feel. Even from the aesthetics of the downtown city center, it cannot escape that small town feel. And so in keeping with that, I believe the community affairs division within the municipal government is doing a great job with making sure that they're using that small town feel to its benefit. And what I mean by that is, being a resident of McDonough, you'll get invitations to come down to the square for XYZ, right? And XYZ is a variable for a lot of things, like any seasonal or holiday activities. McDonough, Georgia will be participating in some type of fanfare for that holiday in most cases. You probably will also receive invitations to pop-up farmers markets and art festivals and opportunities to engage and interact with your local neighbors. So if you're looking for that small town feel, I believe that McDonough, Georgia truly is a city to consider for that objective. All right. So again, if you are looking for a realtor broker that know the area of McDonough, Georgia, that knows the area of Metro Atlanta, and you want to go about it with exclusivity, having an agent that's going to represent your best interest and that's going to stay in that fight with you. All right. You can feel free to reach out to me. I'm talking about we're going to be treading the waters together. Any obstacles we hit, I'm going to be right beside you, making sure that we see it through. All right. So if you're looking for that, feel free to give me a phone call. All of my contact information is down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Tell me through the likes that you've enjoyed this content and that you've learned something new about the city of McDonough, Georgia. Also, drop a comment down below too and let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to corroborate what I said about the growth, or about that small town community feel, or about those high rising property taxes. Whatever the case may be, chime in down below and let me know what you think about today's video. And if you're looking to move to McDonough, Georgia, you definitely want to plug in, hit that red button, the subscribe button, because I'm going to be covering more content and more topics about the city of McDonough and several other suburban cities throughout Metro Atlanta. So if McDonough did not quite make your list of interests, you definitely want to go check out the full channel page, because there are over 350 videos covering the Metro Atlanta area. I think as of right now, I'm up to like 50 plus suburban cities that I have extensively covered, with property tours, pros and cons, and tips like this about those areas. So if you're looking truly to move to Metro Atlanta, you definitely want to be plugged into Atlanta, Georgia Living. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.